Hi everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a bee challenging me right now outside, so I thought it was kind of funny. He's literally like hovering a few feet in front of me and then zooms in around my head and back again. It's kind of funny. I have a lot of download information to give you since the 22nd, and also I'll pull a few cards as well. It's a beautiful day here, and today is April 26, 2018, and I'll get into the 26th after I give you my downloads from the week. So, on the 22nd, it was Earth Day, and it was also Sunday. That day, and I wanted to correct an error too from the last video I did. I think I'd said that day it was the King of Cups, but it wasn't. It was the 10 of Wands day, leading into the King of Cups. The 22nd was the King of Cups and the Fool. So that was Sunday. It was basically the energy of having a leap of faith in love. On the 22nd, I got The End Is Near, and I had the feeling that I wanted to see the movie The Shack again. There was something about it, the lines in there, because I love that movie. The lines in there I wanted to hear again. There were some specifics I wanted to pick up on, and how to forgive the dark. You know, how does someone forgive a killer? That kind of thing. There's mother energy was coming up, as far as not dark mother, but being loving and kind, but also strong, and kicking your kids' butt when they need it. Not literally, you know what I mean. Also to drop your energy, to drop your burdens by the full moon. In giving love and trying to give love the way you want to, and being on mission. You may be hitting a brick wall right now, but be patient. Also jealousy can come at you. I was getting the song Open Arms by Journey, and there was another song I had just gotten by Journey. Oh, just a minute, my cards are starting to fly away. So Open Arms came up by Journey, so just remember to keep your arms open. You know, if someone isn't interested in what you want to give them, it's fine. Just let it go, but keep your arms open. Maybe they'll come back another time. And also the Journey song, Someday Love Will Find You, and break those, is it chains or ties that bind you? And they were both by Journey, and it's just interesting that the band is named Journey. So very significant that you'll be mirroring others. Your job will be to mirror others, to bring up these last wounds that are very deep right now, to come into unions. This is not for everyone, but the people who've been going through this process for a few years now, there are many unions coming into play right now. Okay, so as you get closer to the vortex, the intensity increases, and also the dark attacks increase. But there's no fear there. It's all good. Just stay in your high energy, okay? Because the dark only comes in when your energy is low. So if you maintain your high energy, it's not an issue. You're being called to fit the puzzle pieces together. And I was getting the number 44, but the reflection of it, like the hangman, you know, the way the hangman's legs are always in the shape of an upside down 4. And I got another 4 reflecting it exactly. Opposite and reflecting. So neither 4 actually looks like the 4 because they're the opposite ways. But it was just bringing out to fit the puzzle pieces together that you're going to be getting clues to do this. And don't forget that the twin flames are angels and masters. Okay? You have the power. The Divine Feminine leads in the 5D, and the Divine Masculine leads in the 3D. The Divine Feminine is the power behind the throne. The 4 pillars also came up, and you can look that up online if you're interested in more about the 4 pillars, but all must begin with a strong foundation. Heaven in their eyes came up again, and we're going through a play out basically of the Last Supper right now. And you may get that energy from the Divine Masculine, his sadness at the Last Supper. Also, No Man Left Behind came up. That's also something that Janet from Awakened Warrioress says, but that came up for me as well. To transmute and begin again, and that relates back to Janet as well, because she talks about the diving birds, that they keep diving to their death until they come together when they mate. I believe that was the story. I don't know that information firsthand, but it was coming up to keep transmuting and beginning again. No matter how many times you fall, get up and begin again. And then I got excitable boys in reference to that, and that true love conquers all. Continuing on the 22nd, tests will be coming up for sure. You're being tested on your mastery, and even pregnancy tests may come up. A Leo is being led away from the family, and the Divine Masculine is being patient. There is also some sexual frustration there on the Divine Masculine's end. Metatron is coming up as the Divine Masculine's father energy. They are putting out fires with emotional kids. And also someone, wasn't coming up as a kid, but it could be, someone getting caught making out. So it could be the Divine Masculine or the Karmic. I'm getting the Karmic though. That this full moon coming up is a very hot moon that explodes into one huge flame of healing. Okay, it's like that intense purge to get up a whole bunch of stuff at once. And that day I ended up painting. I was painting for 4 hours. I had my floor done, and today I'm actually all done. I don't have anyone working in my house anymore. And speaking of which, on my last video, I didn't notice till today, I was flipping through it real quick, and I noticed that one of the guys working at my house was in the video, and it was right at the time where I was saying, he walks into the picture. It was, I think, 3:04 on the clock, the video clock, that the Divine Masculine was worried that the fantasy feeling wasn't real, and that they were afraid to come forward in this, and also shyness involved as well. They were worried to express, as he disappears out of the picture, they were worried to express their feelings. So I just wanted to repeat that because it was significant, since the Divine Masculine actually walked into that sentence, okay? On the 23rd, if you love something, set it free, and you know the rest. Okay? It'll come back to you if it's love. You're going to be seeing immediate mirroring about past karmics and friends and family, okay? So they may be coming in to test you, to test your mastery. Are you going to react? Are you going to be authentic? Are you going to be in your truth and deal with things the way you should, and not shy away from confronting issues in a level way, okay? So, but you have to be authentic first before being kind. Keep reaching out, and if they don't reply, let go. If they love you, they will return. And then I got Return of the Jedi, which I wasn't a big Star Wars person, although I have seen Star Wars. And so I looked up Return of the Jedi, and it happens to be the third in the trilogy. So I thought that was interesting. And then that's like 3-3, which is the vibration of Christ. Also in the notes of Return of the Jedi was the struggles of Luke to bring his dark father to the light. And then I had gotten, when sending love to the Divine Masculine, the Divine Masculine saying, what's love got to do with it? And the Divine Feminine replying, everything. Age 50 came up, and that had to do with Chiron's return. We just changed into Aries from Pisces. So Chiron usually returns around age 50. I've just completed my Chiron return, so I definitely understand what it's like. It's definitely returning to your childhood and making peace with the relationship with your parents. And a lot came up regarding that. But anyway, age 50 again came up regarding the Chiron return. Also the number 40 came up in regards to 40 days and 40 nights, and I was getting that from April 23rd, so something important about 40 Days and 40 Nights from April 23rd, which comes out around June 2nd. Also Down by the Riverside. I kept getting some dark stuff around a girl down by the riverside. Sorry, my cards are just flying again because the wind is blowing. Put something to anchor them down. Maybe that needs to be said. Someone needs to be anchored down. I kept getting information about a girl down by the riverside. And there's confirmation. Who was drinking, like funneled drinks, like, you know, when you use a funnel to drink a lot. And then that girl was defenseless to any attack. But I was also getting it was mother-daughter related. That there's a dark mother ignoring a daughter when she was reaching out for help, but the dark mother was doing this on purpose. It was kind of like she wanted her out of the way. So I don't know if she was involved in her being down by the riverside, but it was very important. And if anyone knows of anything like this, if you could comment below, I'd appreciate it. I was getting two different scenarios. One was two people who loved each other, you know, getting drunk down by the riverside. But there was also another one that was more dark, about just a female down by the riverside. She might have even been tied up, so let me know if you've heard anything like that. I don't know. I haven't watched the news at all this year, so I don't always know what's going on. The Divine Masculine is not talking. Oh, spine pain relates to the Divine Masculine not talking. So remember, you're Divine Masculine and Feminine, so your inner masculine. I was getting that spine pain is related to your masculine not talking. So there's some truth that your masculine side needs to say that you're not, that you're holding on to. That there may be some karmic arguments coming up just in order to win the conversation, even though they're wrong, okay? So tell others what you need to say without holding back, without being afraid that they're not going to be happy with you or they're not going to like you. You need to be authentic and kind. You know, you need to be as kind as you can, but you have to be truthful and authentic first. But don't tell others what will make them happy. And this was interesting in dealing with, you know, the workmen and doing my housework. And there's confirmation again, you know, making sure you speak up for what you want in your home, even though sometimes the workmen want to argue with you about it. It doesn't matter. You have the right to want what you want. It's your home. It's a creative project of yours. It's not their project. It's your project, and they're doing the work for you. So sometimes people just want to be right, you know, and they get, that's ego. So then I had gotten right after that, no one puts baby in the corner, and to be patient. This is still on the 23rd. Tennessee Moon came up, and Body Double. And then I also got Lockdown from April 23rd to May 4th. Lockdown. So if anything comes up for you around that, please let me know, or if you've received anything similar. Things you've been waiting for finally are coming through. DNA also came up, and Sticks and Stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me comes up, and of course we all know that names do hurt very deeply. And that night, it was funny because I just said the day before that I wanted to watch The Shack again, and then The Shack was on. So I watched The Shack, and right after it I watched the movie Paterno. So for all of those of you who aren't familiar with Paterno, because I live in Pennsylvania, he was the head of the Penn State department when all the kids were abused by the Penn State coach. And so it was very interesting to watch the details. My son actually went to Penn State at that time, so I was interested in finding out those details. But also came up for me that night a big purge, because I realized that that the same time, the same years that I would have been in my marriage with my first husband, who was very abusive for 4 years, would have been the same time that would have been if I was being abused during those 4 years. So would my twin be. So that brought up a big purge, not for myself, but for my feeling for my Divine Masculine. So I also was getting 2 elephants. It had come up in my sand